my name is Austin Stahl, and I'm the walk manager for Wayne and Holmes County as well as Lorain County. In this section today, we're going to discuss the importance of sharing your story and why you should share your story. I share my story because I want to show people that they're not alone in the fight to end Alzheimer's and all other dementia. I do that by sharing that stuff on social media, as well as when I'm out in the community talking to businesses or people at networking events. I always share my story. My story goes like this. My grandma was in the back room knitting one day. She heard the front door open. And by the time that she could get up and see what it was, she realized that my grandpa had wandered out of the house. 5 hours later, he was found underneath a bush across the street at their golf course, crying. At that time, my grandma knew that she needed to admit my grandpa into a memory care facility. Today, we have two champion team captains who are going to discuss with you how they shared their story and what their story is.
Hi, I'm Rebecca Grasser. I have a team called Team Grasser. I am a team of one, but I have many supporters. I do the Lake and Geauga walk at Lake Farm Park, and I walk in honor of my mom, Rosalie.
Well, hello, everybody. My name is Jay Regalis, and I am the team captain of Madge's Minions. I walk in memory of my mom, Madge, who passed away from Alzheimer's disease in 2015. And my team and I walk for the Wayne and Holmes counties Walk to End Alzheimer's in beautiful and balmy Worcester, Ohio.
So, a lot of people ask, how do you ask for donations? I personally like to mail out my donation forms. I fill out the part I need to fill out as completely so that they don't have to. I also send a letter, a handwritten letter to each person I send them to. It's just nice to catch up with family and friends that way and give a little detail about the walk and the purpose of it. And it keeps people informed and I think up to date on that too. I also thank them in my letter for I thank them ahead of time for their generous donations in any amount. So people don't feel like they have to give $50 and maybe they can only give $5, which is still a generous donation. I also wear my purple shirts when I am out, go shopping, and it hasn't sparked anything as far as donations or conversations, but I know people have read my shirts, and even that's just getting the word out for that there is help out there for people going through this journey.
Well, I ask for donations in a couple of ways. I always take advantage of my social media accounts, Facebook and Instagram, and I also send emails and even letters out to almost everybody that I know, my former business associates that I've stayed in touch with, and of course my friends and family. So I start early and I resend letters and emails and repost to social media repeatedly throughout the year. I also often wear purple when I'm out and about, and I wear my Ask Me About the Walk to End Alzheimer's button when I'm out about town, whether I'm meeting somebody for lunch, running errands, or at an informal meeting. I usually start out by asking the person if dementia has touched their lives in any way. Do they know of anybody that suffered from dementia, for example? It's a great conversation starter and opens the door to talk about the Walk to End Alzheimer's. They can, talk about starting a team or joining your team or making a donation.
Another thing that people ask is, who do we reach out to for fundraising? I personally do family, friends, and coworkers. Anyone I talk to, I have a tendency to interject with, by the way, I'm doing a 3-mile walk to end Alzheimer's. If you'd like to make a donation in any amount, would be greatly appreciated. And then, of course, from there, I just go on with my regular conversation. But it usually sparks something and some interest in some way, whether questions about the walk, questions about Alzheimer's, And yes, I do get donations that way too.
Look, some people are extroverts like me, and asking for donations comes pretty easily. Others, well, not so much. And I get that, okay? But if you believe in this cause, then think about the next generation and generations to come for your family and for others. If you could help be a part of ending this terrible disease, the sixth leading cause of death and the only one in the top 10 that has no cure, then why wouldn't you just give it a try? The worst that could happen, they'll say no. And that's okay. My key to it is consistent perseverance. And that old adage, if at first I don't succeed, then I try again.
My advice for anyone who is out there and going to do the walks and needs to help with fundraising, I would say push aside your fear, step out, and just ask some. And just ask. Some will donate, some won't, but at least it helps to get the information out there regarding Alzheimer's and the Alzheimer's Association.
But most importantly, I know my why. And you should know your why, because the folks we're asking money from want to know, why should I donate my hard-earned money to you? And I tell them right up front my why. You should too. Tell them that story. I walk in memory of my mom, Madge. She was a beautiful, talented, smart, and incredibly strong woman. At the age of 22, she was married. A year later, she gave birth to the first of 8 children. I'm one of them, of course. She dedicated her life to raising and caring for our family, but sadly, the last decade of her life, she fought and ultimately lost her battle with Alzheimer's disease. There's still no cure available, but researchers are beginning to understand more and more about the underlying biology of what causes dementia, and new drugs are being developed at a faster pace today than ever before in history. And besides knowing about all the different programs and services that are offered for free to the families caring for loved ones that are suffering from dementia, I also know that the Alzheimer's Association is the world's largest nonprofit funder of research around the globe. With the donations we're receiving, we're not only helping those caregiver families, we're helping fund research that will one day find a cure.
Thank you, Jay and Rebecca, for sharing your stories and your fundraising efforts for the Walk to End Alzheimer's. There's other options available out there for you all to share your story as well. You can share that on your team page. Get people inspired and motivated when they turn to your team page and read your story on why it is important to you to end Alzheimer's and all other dementia. Outside of social media, we have a letter option available that you can use as well. So you can send out that letter, also get people inspired by sharing your story. We're so close to Walk Day, and we want to thank you all for joining us for this virtual series. I hope you have a wonderful day.